Hi, welcome to another episode of Popsicle.
Yay! This is our 15th episode.
Hi, Joe.
Hi. Oh my god. I can't believe that I can see you in person.
I know, right? So I'm now in the same, we're sitting down here recording at the same time, not remote recording anymore.
Yeah.
I'm so glad of that.
I know.
So, as we talked last week, we won't be introducing a C drama or a C film this week. Instead, we're going to talk about ourselves.
Or Sea Girl, Kathy.
Oh, no.
The name starts with a C, so Sea Girl.
Yeah, but, focus on both of us. So
Alright.
maybe we can do a bit of, rewind on 2020 on our Popsicle channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we had the 小白船,
And that was the Bad Kids.
the Bad Kids as our first ever episode. That was like the episode really motivated us to do this Popsicle, right?
Yeah, and I think back to that time, the Bad Kids was a hit in China. So we decided to start with that one.
And that became our most popular episode ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the second one was...
It started with a kiss.
Oh my god, that one melted my heart.
So Ijo is flushing now, just so as you know. It started with a kiss, and then the third episode, I think we jumped onto Chinese palace drama, historical dramas. The first one was 甄嬛传.
Yeah, The Legend of Zhen Huan. So if you remember that, a girl from a 傻白甜. Did we introduce 傻白甜that time?
Well, you can do it now.
It's like a girl who's innocent and didn't do anything and have no little tricks, and then finally grow as a green tea girl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what comes next was our
Little Reunion. So it's about 高考.
Yeah, which is like best C dramas in that year.
Yeah, I think so.
I really like that. And then we had we had a huge rant about Mulan.
Yeah, oh my god, I still don't like it.
Well, did you watch the new Mulan afterward?
I did.
You did?
Yeah. I just have no idea where the witch come from.
Oh, the witch, yeah.
Yeah.
And what else? What else did you not like about that?
Remember how we talked about the qi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? So in episode 7 we talked about Mulan. In episode 12 we had a conversation about 庆余年, the joy of us, and it also talks about the qi. So I feel like when we say qi is like a Western stereotype of China, then we also had the stereotypes on ourselves.
I guess for 庆余年, because it's quite unusual, like it's a future kind of stuff, and they explain it afterwards. It says qi actually is a nuclear power.
Nuclear power.
Yeah. So it's like imaginary things. But I think for Mulan, it's not really weird because it happens before, like in the old time. We didn't get that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think we had to admit that qi is a very popular concept in in Chinese medicine.
Yeah, they got yin and yang and that kind of stuff.
So yeah, so in some way, the Western stereotypes got it right, but only partially, I would say.
Yeah.
So after the rant about Mulan, I still don't recommend you to go and watch it. It's probably the only film or drama, Popsicle, that I don't recommend.
Yeah, but I think back to that time, I thought it was popular. But
we all thought
afterwards, I was like, nope, I'll just go for the animation one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And so after Mulan, we talked about Rui's in Royal Love Rui's Real Love in the Palace.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
I know, but it's a long drama.
It is.
It got 80-something episodes.
I know.
But
You spend a lot of time on watching it, right?
I know. Yeah. So in that two episode, we talked about 青梅竹马. So the hoppy horse and the green plum. So which means the puppy love.
Yeah. And then in the second one we talked about He Wife, which is He Wife. I think now I realize that not only in ancient China, apparently I think it was in South America, some Asian tribes, they're also really precious. They also really care about their hair, and then they don't cut their hair off.
Wow.
So apparently this is like a common Asian thing, and it's also reflected in the movie of Avatar, which we believe also went through that. Yeah.
Avenger.
So apparently, maybe it is really important for you.
Yeah, to pass on information.
Yeah,
stuff,
I know. To telecom you.
We're all robots. We just forgot about this part.
Then we kind of like go back.
Yeah.
We kind of went back to A Love for Separation, which is a drama happened before A Little Reunion.
Yeah, those are brothers and sisters drama from the same director.
Yeah.
And in that drama, they talked about 中考. So it is an examination that allows you into the high school. Yeah, high school.
I still like A Little Reunion more. So that's why we did it first. And why this one came second.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately we had a few weeks of pause.
Yeah, because something happened in our life. So we were trying to manage our time better, and then Kathy come up with the idea that we should do the drama while we're watching it together, like us and the audience.
Yeah, so the first drama in this Binge with Us series, it's The Joy of Life, or The 庆余年.
Yeah. We still don't like this translation, but
it's like our third time mentioning it.
Yeah.
It is a pretty cool topic.
Yeah, it's a big setting as well.
Yeah. But the only thing that I don't really like about this drama is because it is a
男频爽文. Yeah, it's male targeted.
Yeah, it's not really. It's like logically doesn't make sense for me. So I kind of like dropped it in the midway. Frankly speaking, I kind of like dropped it. But also because I want our audience to discover the truth, or like discover more about this story by themselves.
Yeah, because it's too complicated for us to explain everything.
It is.
Yeah.
I still can't give out a good summary about the story.
Like even in Chinese, we can't really explain it in a proper way.
Yeah, maybe we're just bad, you know.
Yeah.
So we had 2 episodes of The Joy of Life, which doesn't look like they've got good number of views.
Yeah, nah.
We're looking at it now, and we're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it comes into our last episode of a film introducing. It's also our first time introducing our film.
我听见雨滴落在青青草地。
我听见下课，我听见远方钟声。我听见远方下课钟声响起。
Yeah, so that was the song of this film.
I'm still a big fan of this movie.
I know.
This is my crush for a Taiwanese film.
Lots of tears.
Yeah, some. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just reminds us about our own retro love stories.
And our lives and studies
back in high school.
Yeah.
So we also want to know. We also want to know from you guys that which one would you pick out of all our episodes for this year, and how can we improve for next year?
And also, we really want to know what other C-dramas you would like us to say.
I put this in our Facebook post every single week, and no one says anything.
Maybe they're just too shy, you know.
Well, what kind of dramas would you want to talk about next year?
May?
Yeah.
Maybe more. I don't know. Have you heard about 盗墓笔记 or that kind of thing?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone in my class was watching it when it was like grade 8, grade 9.
Yeah, it's like quite special. I don't think you got this kind of drama out of China.
Oh, actually, it's usually like the translation apparently is quite popular.
Okay.
The English translation of the 盗墓笔记 is quite popular. I don't know what's the English name is called.
So it's basically telling the story when, do you call them thieves?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
They went to someone else's graveyard. So they're digging a hole, but because in old time China.
Yeah, not just someone else, but more likely to be the rich family, royal families.
Yeah. They tend to have like big graves after they die. They're like buried in the mountain or something. So they're just digging out
They put
the
a lot
treasures.
of gold underneath, or like some old stuff that can make money for.
Yeah, really valuable. So yeah.
That one. What else? Do you have anything on your mind?
More love stories?
More love stories? I think we're both into love stories.
Yeah. Female targeted.
Female targeted, yeah. Well, it can be male targeted. Like 盗墓笔记, it is very male targeted.
Yeah.
But the logic in it's quite okay. It does make sense. You can follow it through.
And anything else?
I'm probably thinking some more crime drama for next year.
I don't think we only got 小白船 the bad kids this year. So yeah, we could do more that kind of drama, and also
or some dramas that talks about moral philosophy, that kind of like, because I think last year there was a Taiwanese drama that was really popular, and the name is 我们与恶的距离. So the official translation is The World Between Us, and it talks about a boy who did random killings, and then how his family was quite suffered by his killings and by the media and everyone.
Right.
So I thought that was quite, it gives us something to discuss about.
Yeah. I could do that.
Yeah, because similar things are happening today still. Like, do you know about this Korean killer?
Yeah.
Like, apparently he's now out of jail. His name is Cho. I don't know. I think his first surname is named Cho, and he raped a girl 12 years ago, and then this event was like publicized on media, and it made into so many Korean films and dramas before. And a few days ago, this guy is out of jail, and people were furious about him.
Yeah.
Apparently, they cut the family's gas, electricity, or internet or something. It was something like that, and it brings up the moral question of, after a person is served in jail and finishes sentencing, would these actions be justified? And whether these actions will help his rehabilitation as a citizen. We should also consider the innocence of his family members. That's what I mean.
Alright, yeah. Like, if the jail could make him as a better person, or if he still suffering, like
he's probably thinking, oh, if that's what I got, I better go back to the jail.
Yeah,
I'm better off there.
Yeah, like do some bad things again.
Yeah, so I don't know. Big news from Korea, so you can check it out. And so next year, I think we probably need to work on how to produce better content, even like how they should be like better structured. Maybe we can improve our our sound environment,
the quality of
sound quality. Yeah.
Right, Kathy. Did you practice your singing skills during quarantine?
No, of course not.
So
that's all I got. Like the Little Happiness. That's what I worked on during quarantine.
Right.
Like I couldn't find. Did I tell you that I couldn't find the beats and the pitch? So I was just like listening to Tian Fuzhen's version, like the original version, and I was like trying to fit them in so they sound as similar as possible.
Okay. Wow.
And so
at least you tried.
I tried. I tried. If I had some talents in music, it wouldn't be this difficult for me.
Well, you'll get there.
Hope so. So, and for those of you who don't know, well, many of you probably know because many of our audience are actually our friends. So for those of you who don't know, that I've just been through a quarantine for landing in a new country, or not very new, but landing in a new country. So the quarantine was tough. What do you have any questions about my quarantine?
Like, what do you eat?
What do I eat? So the hotel, they served you 3 meals every day, like 8 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6.
Right.
And then the meals were like well designed. You have ham and sausage for the morning, or like eggs and toast. And for lunch, you could be having such as, I don't know, curry, sushi. Dinner was like kind of heavier than lunch.
That sounds about New Zealand.
Yeah, that sounds like New Zealand, right? So for dinner, sometimes you get a lot of meat.
Okay.
But there are also vegetarian servings. Every week we're gonna have like one big sheet of paper, and we're gonna like select what we want to eat.
Right.
And then they also give you desserts or fruits. They're desserts. It's so sweet. Like for me, it's kind of sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not for the others. And then sometimes we get chips and dips. That's quite good.
Yeah. Can get a bit of snacks.
Yeah. And I was kind of surprised how many people were in the hotel quarantine with me. I think there could be 500.
That much?
500 rooms.
Okay.
I think. But all the rooms are filled.
Wow.
So,
that's a lot.
It is a lot. And then imagine they have to serve food for 500 people. So I kind of get that the food are sometimes off or something. They have a lot of work to do. So I really appreciate the work, the efforts they did.
And how about the environment?
The environment, it's perfect.
It's perfect?
It's better than where I am now.
Okay. Oh.
It's like they give you, I think most of the quarantine hotel are like 4 stars or 5 stars.
Oh, nice.
And then for some people, I think down in Christchurch or Rotorua, they even have a balcony and a backyard.
Wow.
I know. It's just the fence that stops you from going out.
That's like a holiday thing.
It is. It is. and it's even better than a holiday resort. So the only thing is that you just can't leave the hotel.
Okay.
But I actually can walk around within the hotel. I know. It's their management's kind of quite loose and somehow.
Oh, so in that way, there is a chance for some of you, like if there's one person who got the COVID-19 walking around the inside of the hotel, there is a chance for the others to get the.
But the chance is minimum though.
Okay.
Because most people there, we had COVID tests on our second day, on our third day, day 3 and day 11, day 10. Sorry, it was actually day 10.
Right.
So day 3 and day 10. So pretty much everyone's negative. So because everyone's negative, so they can stay in the hotel, or otherwise they will be moved to another place.
Okay.
The chance is not great, but I wouldn't say it is the management is perfect. So basically I can just walk around the hotel. The only thing is when I'm taking the elevator, there can be only one bubble within the elevator. So bubble, that means if such as if me and my partner, we travel together to New Zealand, and we can be in the same elevator and we can be in the same room, but I'm on my own, so I can be the only person to be in the elevator. No one can share the elevator with me. So that makes a lot of hassles. I have to wait for I don't know. I think one day I went to the walk, so we had a chance to go out and walk. And one day I went to the walk, and then I waited for 15 elevators to come. So I waited for 20 minutes.
So there's only one elevator.
There are four, but they were about 20 or 30 people going on the same walk. Plus, there could be someone going to take the COVID test.
Okay.
So I waited for 20 minutes to be able to catch a empty elevator.
It's sad.
It's kind of sad. Or you just don't go out, then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people go down to pick up their delivery. So the rules are a bit different for each hotel. For my hotel, we have to go down to the lobby area and pick up the delivery for ourselves. Which at other hotels they might bring up for you, so you don't go out.
That makes much better.
Yeah. So and then also for COVID test, there could be someone going up to your room to do the swab for you, whereas we have to go down for everything.
Okay, but at least you have a bit of time to walk or something.
Yeah, I think everyone really enjoy going to another place to do these kind of things. Because it kind of gives them more freedom and some exercise, some necessary exercises. I mean, just everything that you can think of in a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
It is. I wish I could stay there a bit longer.
Okay. Oh, how about the plane?
Oh, the plane. Good point. So, on my plane, there was hardly anyone. There were only about 10 passengers flying out with me. International flight. So, I flew from Shanghai. And then during that week, there were some active cases in Shanghai Pudong Airport. And that's where I'm going.
Oh.
So, yes, that is where I'm going. And then so I got there alright. I thought I had to do a COVID test before I enter the airport. So luckily, no. Got there alright, and then there was only one international flight going on.
Which is
that's my flight.
Okay.
Flying onto Auckland.
Yeah.
And most people there were elders.
Okay.
That's a bit surprising because I thought, they could be younger to be able to take the risk of getting infected. So most of them are younger. And then when I got onto the plane, the seats in front of me, back, left, and right are all empty.
Wow, that would make so comfortable.
That is. I just lying down. I was just like lying down there, and I had the sky couch, air couch with me. It's absolutely fantastic.
Is masks are masks required?
Of course. Like in China, you basically go everywhere with a mask.
Okay.
And apparently, few weeks before I arrived, they even served alcohol to each room. Like 1 bottle of wine and 3 bottles of beer.
Wow.
Per week or per day? Per week. Probably per week. I can't finish that much in a day. Yeah. Or in your quarantine stay, like per 2 week.
Wow.
So, and then they just cut it up because some taxpayers are not happy with that.
Okay.
But apparently they choose to do that. It's because they can bring the wine industry back into the market.
Okay. Yeah, and also I think for some of the 4 or 5-star hotels, they only not only but most of the time they're for the travelers. But now because the border is closed, they need to make money in some way.
Yeah.
And also for the taxpayer, because the quarantine is to protect like the country. So if they don't have the quarantine things, the country might be in high risks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
definitely agree. So
yeah.
And we also can look at back to what China is doing. China is taking a much harsh measures than New Zealand does. Like apparently, if you want to go back to China, you have to have a double negative results.
Yeah.
That is one is your COVID results 40 hours before you board the plane, you board on the flight, and then the other one is antibody result.
So what is that?
So it shows that whether you have had a COVID before.
Ah.
That's just the rules. And then once you arrive in Shanghai, and you have to stay in isolation in Shanghai for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
From 2 weeks, then you have your QR code. Oh, we should mention the QR code.
健康码.
健康码. So you never had one, right?
No.
You never had one. So in China, we had to scan this QR code. Where you have to show your QR code to others. There are 3 colors representing different levels.
Oh.
So the first is green.
Green.
Green means you're fine. You've never been in contact with anyone or any places that have active COVID cases.
Right.
The yellow one says you could possibly be in contacted with someone with COVID.
Like contact, not like you actually get the COVID.
Yeah. And the red one means that you have a high chance. Either you have one right now or you have a high chance of getting infected for COVID.
Wow.
If you get the green one, fine. You're okay to go anywhere you want. The yellow one, nah, you probably have to stay at home. The red one, you probably have to remain at hospital.
Oh no.
So, like, I think that could just be my guess that everyone arrives from overseas. They could start with the red one,
Okay.
the top alert.
Right.
And then after they finishes their 2 weeks quarantine, I think the code changes to yellow. So yellow, that means like, say I traveled from Shanghai to Guangzhou. In Guangzhou, I have to stay for another week for isolation before my code changes to green. 2 negative results of your COVID and antibody, and then 3 weeks of isolation, then you're finally free.
That's a long time.
I know.
Like if you have anything to do in that city, that will be like a month.
Mm.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
And plus the time you spend before going traveling, like you need to do a lot of researching and then moving houses, canceling credit cards, like my friends is currently on that process. It might take you even longer.
Do you think there's inconvenience for the QR code?
The QR code, once you get it, it's fine. The most inconvenient part is registering for a QR code. Especially, well, I'm fine because I have an iPhone. Especially for like my grandparents who are like over 70, then they don't have a smartphone, and then they have to show their ID every time they go out. It's kind of
So it's more technology related.
Okay. So but well, they kind of improved on that because now I can do two QR codes, like one for myself and one for the others. That could be could be my dad or my granddad.
Okay. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Anything else?
And then I just think that this QR code is very smart. It manages the population so accurately.
So when do you use the QR code? Where do you use them?
Like buses, public transport, supermarkets, airports, train station. Needless to say, just just the places where you could have a high intensity of population.
Even the restaurant?
A restaurant, they might ask, or you can sign in. Like they have their own QR code, and you can just like scan on that QR code, and then that just like records your footsteps.
Okay, yeah, I think we got that. I mean, in New Zealand as well.
Yeah, so I'm required to do that as well.
But the thing is, in New Zealand, 这种卡掉, but in New Zealand, it really depends on you. Like you can scan it, or you can choose not.
Yeah, but it poses a high risk for someone who's, I don't know, who just arrived. No, it might, maybe not. I'm just saying I'm a high risk now. But it kind of poses a high risk when something happens.
Kind of.
When you have a local active case and we don't know anything about where this person has been or where does he work because he doesn't sign in. So yeah, 2020 it's a very special year for everyone, including us. I think I just wouldn't be in here making this popsicle podcast if there wasn't a COVID.
I know.
Like I think the podcast industry wouldn't be so popular without COVID.
Yeah, because I believe lots of you, well, most of us have been through a really tough year. Yeah.
Let's just hope that 2021 can be better.
Definitely gonna be better. I mean, for us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, since that we are all kind of getting used to this.
Yeah.
Getting used to having this virus around. So let's hope that this virus stay away from us, from our families,
from the earth.
From the earth. Yeah,
from the universe.
Just disappear. Yeah. I think next year when the vaccine come out, everything will be better.
Yeah. I'm sure. And
so and we're gonna take some break, right?
I've mentioned from the last episode. So we will probably come back next year after the Chinese New Year, around that time, like late January or early February. Yeah, and we hope you have a really Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well. Yeah. And what else?
Final words.
We'll see you next year.
Next year, when everything gets better.
Yeah.
Alright. See ya.
See you next year. Bye. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Woohoo!
Wow. Shall we make that into a song? Yeah. You just nodded. Okay, we were gonna make that into a song. Bye.
Bye.